The tricks that people play will one day backfire without them knowing. Here we are in episode 52 of The Danger Signs We Ignore, also known as Another Was Mistaken Marriage. Here we see Madame Uchechi has come to see Madame Flora, and she is shocked that she can come into her house. What has she come to do? We find out. So go ahead and give a like to this video and also subscribe to the channel, because that's the best you can do for us to keep on bringing this awesome updates to you. Can you see how she's looking at Madame Uchechi? She walks into the house looking so indignant, wondering what is all of this. She puts her hand up and says, "Oh, Flora, is this all you've been able to achieve for yourself? All these years I've left you alone to yourself, and you have been making so much noise." And do you know what Flora just did? She just replied her with a good evening. "You're welcome to my house. What do I have? Why are you here? What brings you to my place? I thought by now you should be mourning your son, or probably planning a befitting burial for him." She now said, yes, of course, she is definitely going to give her son a befitting burial. But she also wants to know what she's doing with her time. And she says, well, she does not owe her any form of explanation, because she's still wondering, is this all you have amassed for yourself? And she says, well, at this point, she's not interested in engaging in any discussion with her, because she's a person of low estate without no reasoning, and she doesn't even know what she's into. She has no ambition, no life for herself, just walking in the shadows of what her son has done. And then she now said, "No, lady, you better watch the way you are talking to me, because you might fall on the other side." And she said, well, she's already been on the other side ever since she got married to her son. And right now, she's not interested in crossing back. She now said, well, I want you to cross over to my side, and that's the reason why I'm here to strike a deal with you. Are you ready to strike a deal with me? And she was like, okay, go ahead and spill out all the beans. She now said, look, I would give you 50 million naira if you cross over to my side. And then Flora took a look. She halted. She wondered, 50 million naira? She wants her to ruin everything that has to do with Angel. Make Angel suffer. Eat sorrow for her breakfast, lunch, and dinner. She wants her to ruin everything that has to do with her. Now, is she willing to do that for 50 million naira? And she began to take a thought. I'm like, what? No, no. Flora, you cannot take a thought about this. This is not what you need to do. You can't. She now asked her again, did you still say 50 million naira? She smiled. Like she's contemplating. She's thinking about it. Are you joking here? Could this be something that Flora wants to do? No, I think she's just joking. I think she's joking. But now the mother is looking at her. She says she knows she's a cheap woman and that she will definitely agree to it. She now said, well, I might likely consider it, but give me time to think about it. And then the mother began to laugh that, oh, she knew she was so cheap, that money is important to her. That, 50 million naira sounds like a lot to her, but to her it's nothing. She said, okay, go ahead. Think about it, but don't waste my time, because you're not the only one in my pond. She now said, well, I've got to weigh my options and look at everything left, right, and center before I give you an answer. She now says, okay, no problem. Make sure you hasten your answer, and I want a positive feedback. That's what she told her. She now walked off and left the house. And look at Flora. She is still stunned. She is still surprised that, can this be real? Is she joking or is she serious? 50 million naira is something that's really life-changing and transforming. But wait a minute. I thought you were a human rights activist. Are you going to be bought over by money? Is money going to buy your conscience? No, I don't think you would do that. She's still thinking about it. 50 million naira. That's a lot of money. Now we're back into Mama Angel's house, and she's talking with George, and George is telling her that she should give her a date. He wants to bring his people to come and propose because he wants to marry Angel. And the mother was like, "What? Wait a minute. Did you consider what you just said very well? Did you think about it very well? Do you realize she just lost her husband? Do you realize she has to mourn him? Do you realize that by tradition, no matter what, whether he's been a good man or not, she still has to mourn him one way or the other?" He now said, "Well, he's not going to stop her from mourning him. He just wants her to leave that house and come stay with him." And she was like, "What?" She was taken aback. That, "No, you can't say that. That's not how it's done. That's complicated. She has to stay back in the house and mourn him no matter what." How would it look like in the eyes of people that she ran away with a lover after she murdered her husband? No, that's not how it's going to be done. She now said, "Look, have you forgotten that she's carrying Kizito's baby?" He now said, "Well, mother, you need to realize something. Kizito is gone. Kizito is dead, right? He's dead. He's gone. So that means that baby has to be gotten rid of." I'm like, "What? How could you be so cruel and hard-hearted that you want to kill a baby? You want to murder the baby? No, that's bad." The mother said, "What? Do you mean you actually want Angel to murder her baby along with murdering her husband? No, that's bad. How could you ever think that way? It's also Angel's baby. Even if it's Kizito's baby, it's also Angel's baby. And Kizito's blood will never surpass Angel's blood. Angel's beautiful blood will surpass Kizito's bad blood. So please don't say that." He now said, "Look, I am not ready to father anybody's else child. Talk less of Kizito's child. No, no, no. He doesn't want a baby. He doesn't want to father that child. So she better talk sense into her daughter." That's what he told her. Can you just imagine that? He's here to say he wants to marry her daughter, and now he's trying to call all the shots. Come on, think about this. He now told the mother to think and explain all of this to her daughter and make sure that she gets some sense into her brain. And the mother was looking at him like, "What?" He now got up and left. And then the mother was like, "What? How can this man be so callous to think of killing the unborn child? That is really bad. That is really wicked." He stepped out of the house. As he was going, Amma called him back and said, "Wait a minute. Mr. George, how are you?" He now said, "Wow, you're around?" She said, "Yes, I was there listening to everything you said to Mama." And he said, "But why didn't you come out?" She now said, "Well, everything he said just weakened her because she couldn't believe his reasoning, and she's so disappointed in the way he's speaking that if you truly love Angel, you will be willing to walk her through this path and not be considering marriage at this time. That's quite selfish of you. If you truly love Angel, you will not even be thinking about her getting rid of the baby. That is not fair. If you truly love Angel, you'll be there for her." He now said, "But I can't love this child the way Angel would want me to love the child." She now said, "Well, you better think about it. Weigh your options well. It would be very unfair for you to tell her to kill that baby. It's not okay. If you love her, you will love her together with the baby. You will love her with everything that that baby represents, and you will be willing to love the baby regardless." That, oh no, just to think of the fact that you want to kill her niece or her nephew, Angel's baby? No, don't do that. And he was looking at her. He now said, "Look, it wouldn't make any sense. If this is not going to work out for you, I don't think you need to go ahead with this proposal, because let me shock you, Angel would not marry you." And he was like, "Really?" She now left him, went inside, and he was left to himself. How can this guy think of such a careless thing? To kill the baby? That would be so unfair. Because you can't father the baby, then why are you trying to marry her? Why don't you allow her love that baby? You don't have to marry her. That's not what you need to do. He's back here with Nelson discussing the same issue. And Nelson is telling him that, why can't you be patient? This is not the things to discuss with Angel right now. She's going through a lot. She's been through a whole lot. This is the time for you to give her support. He says, yes, that's what he wants to do. He wants to marry her. He wants to have her as a woman. But you can't support her without marrying her. But he would have nothing of that. He said, look, I can't come all the way from the US to save Angel, and she will repay me like this. She needs to move on. But the guy said, no, you can't force your decisions on Angel. She has to think for herself and decide what she wants for herself. She said, no, no, no. Are you telling me to just give up and wait unendingly? He said, no, that's not the point. I don't want to do that. He said, look, you need to give Angel space. Why don't you want Angel to recover fully and then you can come back and talk about marriage? He now said, look, the thing is, if Angel doesn't get married now, and she goes into work, she would not think of marriage again. And that means other suitors will come and he will lose his space. He now said, oh, are you considering other suitors? Is that the reason why? Why can't you just have faith in this relationship? Have faith in Angel that she would love you regardless. The guy was already tired of talking and both of them were wondering and moping. Now in this case, he just wants to lord his way upon her. But it's not going to work because Angel is not going to give in to all of this. Now we're back to Flora's house and she heard a knock on the door, went to the door, opened the door, and who do we see here? We see Madame Uchechi, she's back, Kizito's mother. What is she looking for? Why is she coming to this place over and over again? She now said, well, she saw her message. That's why she's here. But Flora was like, but well, I thought we would see tomorrow. She now said, no, there's no need to waste time. She thought it would be better for them to finish up every single thing they need to talk about now. She now said, well, I've accepted the deal. I'm going to do the deal. I'm like, no, Flora, you're going to do what? What deal are you going to do? What are you saying out of your mouth? Have you forgotten that you're a human race activist? You're a human rights activist and you are allowing money to change you, to contaminate you? This is bad. This is bad. Or do you think she's trying to implicate Kizito's mother and put her behind jail? Maybe that's what she's trying to do. Oh yes, that could be the ploy. That could be the plot to make sure that she implicates Kizito's mother. So she's playing along. Oh, we're going to see that in episode 53, that she's actually just playing along. I hope that's it. I hope that's it, because if money is changing Flora, I'm totally disappointed in her. But if it's all a ploy to see how Mama Kizito is going to be put behind bars, let's see how that runs out. Let's see how that works out. So she's saying, oh, now I can see that you're truly cheap. I said it. You love money. You're thinking about the money. That's what you're thinking about. Oh, such women like you are always thinking about money. She was just laughing and making fun. She now said, are you going to stay there and keep on insulting me, or let's get on with the deal? She now said, okay, look at this is what we're supposed to do. First thing, Angel has to be ruined. We have to bring her to be the vegetable her husband wanted her to be. So we're going to do everything to make sure we maim her. And she's going to pay all the bills, but she wants to make sure that she doesn't die. After she has given birth, she can be done away with. She wants her to ruin her, bring all her career pursuits to the floor. She wants her totally ruined and drained and thrown under the bus. That's what she wants. She now said, another thing you need to do is that you need to testify against her. You need to speak well of Kizito. That is it. She has to speak in favor of Kizito. That's what this money's all about. Are you willing to do that? Can you do that? She now said, well, that's just a walk in the park. I can do every single thing you want me to do. So now you just need to send that money to my account and let's get started. The mother now said, not so fast. You do the work first and then you get the money. She now said, no, I will have none of that. How do you expect me to believe you? You are the devil and she needs to have a long spoon to deal with you. Anybody dealing with the devil has to have a long spoon. What a case, what a thing. She said, look, I'm not doing anything like that. You send the money, then we do the deal. I'm not going to believe you because you are the chameleon. She said, but she keeps her word. She said, oh, no. Both of us know that you are the chameleon. You can change your mind at any given time. She now said, okay, all I just want you to do is you send the money. I will keep my word. She now said, okay, what we're going to do is I'll send you 25 million naira and you get the balance after the work is done. She now said, no. You send 30 million naira and then I get the balance after the work is done. She now said, but that's over half of the money. She said, okay, if that's what you want to do, fine. Send me your bank details and I will send you the money. She said, no, you go look for my bank details. You have it. It hasn't changed. She now said, what do you think you are? You think I'm supposed to be keeping your account details? Come on. Are you such a star or what? Come on, send your account details. She now said, no, if you can't find it, that's your business. Then no deal. Go and check in your app. Go check in your bank. and you find my bank details. Send the money. And you see, she's trying to be smart. She doesn't want to be implicated by any form of evidence. That's why she's not sending any correspondences between her and Madam Uchichi. So that's why she said, go look for the account number. Then of course, Madam Uchichi understood everything very clearly. She now said, okay, I'll look for it and I'll send it to you. She now said, okay, that is it. Flora the Flora. You know what you're doing, right? The lady, the mama now left. And as you can see, Flora is looking upward with a bombastic upward eye. I hope she's not contemplating doing this deal really for the money. I hope she's looking at how she can implicate Mama Kizito and put her behind bars, because if it's not for that, I will totally be disappointed in Flora, because I mean, this is human nature. Anything can go, anything can happen. And I like you that you know that, you see, in life you cannot trust everybody. Sometimes you may think that your very good friend is there behind you, but that person could stab you at the back. I hope that Flora is not going to stab Angel at the back. If you think what I just said made sense, go ahead and give a like to this video, and of course subscribe to the channel. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.